Welcome into the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by The Groom Room. I'm your host, David Simpson. We're here on the field of Bill Morris Stadium where the Blue Devils just wrapped up practice in preparation for their first region game on the road at Jacksonville. And joining me now is head football coach Jake Ganus. And Coach, past Friday night, they always say you improve from game one to game two. And dadgum, you did.
Yeah,
man,
did.
What a showing you had Friday night.
Thank you. You definitely make your biggest improvements in week one to week two, and you feel like you look back in the past and you got to ask, how much improvement did you make, and then you're able to have a game like that and know tangible result, like, yeah, we got better. And I think it was just the way we practiced, the way we prepared. Coach and staff did a phenomenal job, and the players obviously did a phenomenal job. So just super proud of them.
We talked about in the pregame that Moody needed to make a statement. They needed to move fast, and your defense first series got off the field early, and then it was just like bam, bam, bam. We're in the end zone. And apologies to Colin Eatman. I think we said to Josiah Dozier on the touchdown, but he actually made the first touchdown for the Blue Devils.
Yeah.
But your offense, just talk about your offense a little bit.
Yeah, any good offense, I think you've got to be able to establish some kind of run game. Their box, like Gainesville, was bigger than us. Their linebackers, their three linebackers were the three biggest linebackers that I've seen, as a group collectively. D-line was big and did a really good job, but we were able to establish the run. And, when you're able to not just rely on air raid and throwing it around, you're able to kind of pick and choose which battles you want to face. And so for us, we felt like we had some ideas of what would be successful, and we kind of knew where we wanted to go with the game plan. And from the first drive, we just stuck to it, and it worked really well. And that just credit the offensive staff and kids, man. They just had a great week of practice, and it led into the game.
I know Jake Lowry, he was 16 for 22 for 234 yards, 3 TDs. Elijah Rutledge, 8 catches for 145 yards, which is amazing. And of course, Josiah with, I believe he had 2 touchdowns as well. KamrenMeadows had 92 yards, almost got that 100-yard mark, but he's still averaging 5.1 yards a carry. What I'm impressed with is your backup, Kevin James and Juju coming in there and making big gains. Talk about your running backs a little bit.
Yeah, all three of them are special, and obviously Cameron. He was a guy, like we talked about before. He split the load last year with Bravis, and this year we're able to kind of get him going, and he's tough to tackle. The first time, second time, okay, but man, the 14th time, he's really hard to tackle, and he does a really good job. And so, with KJ being able to come in at any point, first quarter, second quarter, third, and spell him, and then we kind of debuted a little two-back package there toward the end of the game with Juju and Cameron and Juju and KJ, and really excited to grow that because Juju's a special football player. He's a sophomore. He has unbelievable vision, probably some of the best I've seen from a high school running back, just being able to see the hole and have the vision, make the cuts. And obviously we know what K-Train can do, and he's just getting better and better. And he's like Cameron, the more you feed them, the better they get. So really excited about the 3 running backs. And then obviously the O-line has been the wow factor for 2 weeks in a row. Even Gainesville, we could say wow, what a job. But man, just so proud of the offense overall. Jake had an efficient night, 16 to 22, getting the ball where it needed to be, made some great plays, and for the second week in a row, didn't take a sack.
I did ask him before we started filming, I said, Jake, are you a running quarterback? He went, no, not really, because at one time he had a wide open field, on that. But one thing I wanted to talk to you about, you was up 24-0 at halftime. How do you keep the kids motivated when you have such a big lead like that, playing Oxford, knowing that they could come back and score 25 points pretty quick?
Just going in there at half, just told the guys, it's not about the score, it's not about them, it's about us, and we've got a half of football to play against one of the best teams we're going to see this entire season, and we've got to go out there and get better. And to me, it's just every week getting the buy-in from the kids on going 1-0 and just truly buying into it's not about your record, it's not about your points per game, it's not about any stat, it's just about our football team getting better so that when we get to November, we are the best football team left, and we're the toughest, most physical, and the healthiest. That's why we play a lot of guys, so that when we get to November and people are limping into games, we're full speed and ready to go. So just going in there at half, just told them, like, look, man, we got a half football to play. I don't care what the score says. Let's just go out there and let's continue to play our style football.
They came out motivated, and it's like they didn't skip a beat. I want to talk about your defense for a minute, the death row defense, because they really, having T.O. back, I'm sure helped that leadership out there. But man, what a performance from your defense.
They were unbelievable. I think I said it after the Gainesville game in our coaches show, like, we gave up a lot of points the week before, and like, I know how good our defense is. I'm a defensive head coach, and like, this is not us. Like, it kills you, It just absolutely kills you when you give up that many points, and they kind of had their way with what they want to do. So we came out, and this is a really good offense with multiple Division I commits.
Yeah.
2 of their O-linemen, the running back's going to South, the receiver's going to Marshall, quarterback's going to be special. He's just a sophomore. So, like, that was a really good offense that they really didn't do much until the very end. That last drive, we got a little tired, but man, just can't say enough about Coach Campbell and the staff, and then those kids, man. They played the way it was intended to be played.
Your kicking game, Ryan McPherson had a 39-yard field goal during the game. The one thing everybody was asking me about is why did you attempt the 56-yard field goal, not knowing if he could make it? Of course, obviously we know he can make it, but I told him because it's almost like a punt if he didn't make it, because
exactly right.
A lot of people thought you had it at the line of scrimmage. Kind of explain.
Yeah, so I learned that rule, kind of like Oxford learned that rule. Played Alexandria 2 years ago at Alexandria. They had a phenomenal kicker, and they kicked one. It was like a 65-yarder maybe, and we thought we were going to get the ball around the 50, and he got it to the end zone, and it was a touchback. So they moved it to 20, and I remember I argued for 30 minutes with those refs. Like, there's no way, it's not a rule. So once I learned the rule, now with Ryan, having a kicker that can kick it that far, I was like, heck yeah, we're going to try it, because he can make from 56. Yeah. Now, he was short. I think it landed on the goal line. But if you watch him pregame, he'll be out there.
Him and Will both.
He'll be out there around the M. So for us, it's, hey, we make it, we get 3 points. If not, moving the ball up to the 20, which is a touchback, same as a kickoff. So, like, there's really no harm, no foul on that one. So I obviously can't get it blocked for a scoop and score. But really, that's not the last time we're going to try one around that area. I'm excited because he's going to hit one.
Yeah, he is. All right, Coach, well, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk to senior KamrenMeadows and senior Noah Hicks. You're watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show, sponsored today by the Groom Room. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now, senior running back. We like to call him the Beast, KamrenMeadows. And Cameron, what a game Friday night versus Oxford here at the Bill. Kind of describe the game a little bit.
One of our main emphasis were, we just had to impact the game early. We just had to, just come together as a team. Run the ball, stop the run, and just all that.
What about your running style? So it seems like you get in the zone, the more you carry the ball. You had, I believe, in my notes, you ran the ball. If I can find them real quick, which I don't have them. Oh, there they are. 18 carries for 92 yards. Almost got that 100-yard mark.
Yes, sir.
So do you keep when they keep feeding you the ball, you just get stronger and stronger?
Yes, sir. I feel like just off the first hit, I'm a be harder to tackle, as time go by. So
it's hard to bring you down. I noticed that.
Yes, sir. Especially those teams that get tired.
Yeah.
Around second half. So you just got to run hard and just wear them down.
So this week, region game on the road at Jacksonville. Thoughts about the game Friday night?
Coach just talks about the little things, taking ice baths, just little stuff, working your body, maintenance and stuff. So I just feel like we can just do the little things right. We'll execute good.
One game at a time mentality, which y'all really bought into that because,
yes, sir.
People have always talked about one game at a time, but y'all really buy into that.
Yeah.
Really proud of you. Western Kentucky,
yes, sir.
Hilltoppers. You committed to them. I know you had a lot of offers coming in. What made you settle on Western Kentucky?
This is really the coaching staff, how much love they showed me, and it just felt like home. They made it feel like home, and that's pretty much.
Henry didn't talk you into it, being there too?
He did a little bit. He did a little bit, you know. But I already had my mind set on that, so.
Well, you're not too far away, so
Yes, sir.
have to give me some Western Kentucky gear when you start playing
Yes,
up
sir.
there. One thing on the last question, what's one thing the fans at Moody don't know about the KamrenMeadows?
That's a good question. One thing I'll say is the more you, I'm just a chill guy. I'll say that I'm just a chill guy. You know, I might seem mad, you know, but you know, the more you talk to me, you're gonna find I'm a chill guy.
I thought you'd say, hey, my dad's Lou Meadows, famous running back out here at Moody.
Yes, sir.
Well, look, Kamren, appreciate your time today. I know you're tired from practice, and appreciate your time and praying for a healthy rest of the season, and good luck Friday night against Jacksonville.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, buddy. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Joining me now, senior defensive back Noah Hicks. And Noah, what a game you had Friday night.
Thank you, thank you.
I know you had 4 tackles. People say, well, that's not a lot. Well,
Yes,
you're a
sir.
DB, so your interior linemen are taking care of business.
Yes,
but
sir.
the 2 hits we noticed during the game were just phenomenal. Kind of
Yes,
talk
sir.
about the game a little bit Friday night against Oxford.
It was good. We tried to come in and focus on ourselves, take it play by play, make sure everybody on the right page, and just stick to what the coach is telling us to do.
So obviously you watched a lot of film on
Yeah,
Oxford, so
yes,
you
sir.
knew what was coming.
Yes, sir.
How does it feel when you get a hit like that?
Amazing, feel great, get the crowd going.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So this week you're on the road, Jacksonville, big region game. Talk about Jacksonville a little bit.
We're just gonna come in, do what we're supposed to do. Just listen to our coaches and focus on ourselves.
One game mentality.
Yes, sir.
So recruiting, how's your recruiting going?
It's going good so far.
How many schools
I
looking
got
at you?
3 right now, but looking for a couple more.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right. Well, what's one thing, last question, what's one thing Moody fans don't know about Noah Hicks? You got to have something.
I'm a chill person. If you need somebody to talk to, I'm here. You can talk to me whenever you want. I'm open to talk to anybody.
You got to smile too.
Yes, sir.
Always smiling.
Always.
Start calling you Smiley?
Yes, sir. Hey.
All right. Well, Noah, appreciate your time
Thank you,
today.
thank you.
Looking forward. We're praying for a healthy rest of the season,
Yes,
and looking
sir.
forward to this Friday night watching you play against Jacksonville.
Yes, sir. Appreciate it.
When we come back, we'll talk to Coach Jake Ganus about the Jacksonville game. You've been watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network. Welcome back into the Coach Jake Ganus Show. Well, Coach, this week, region play on the road at Jacksonville. I tried to do some research on the Jacksonville. I know they got a new coaching staff, and he's from I think from Boaz.
Boaz.
Yeah. Kind of explain their offensive and defensive schemes for us.
So, you know, defensively, they're a 4-down team. Typically going to be one high. Safeties, you know, playing some form of cover 3 or man, and they do show some 2-high stuff. So, you know, pretty defense. You see, you know, a good bit in high school football, and then offensively they are, you know, a little bit of 21, 12, 11. Just they have a sniffer. They have 2 different guys they use in that position. They've got multiple running backs they sub in, a couple receivers, and those guys are your safeties and your corners, so their skill players are going both ways, which is what you're going to see with most 5A teams, and they're a really good team. You know, they had a tough one at home versus Alexandria.
Kind of shocking.
You know, and Alexandria, watching the tape, did some really good things and kind of came out and played that style of ball that you heard about from the past with those guys, just physical but you know, Alexandria's playing guys both ways and doing what they've always done, but yeah, you know, you can't get caught up in that. It's high school football. Any Friday night anybody can win, and Coach Sullivan's a phenomenal coach. He did more with Boaz than I think anybody probably ever has. I haven't looked at the history of that school, but I just know from crossing over with that region the last couple of years, seeing him on crossover tape, nothing but respect for what he does. Ben Stewart's there as the OC, was at Southside Gaston last year. He's been at Oxford. He's been at Hillcrest, been at Hoover. So he does a phenomenal job. And man, like those kids, man, they play a lot of younger guys, and they're a hungry team. And they're, you know, what greater way to kickstart your season than to beat a top ranked team coming in there. And so for us, it's just again 1-0. it's about us. Let's go play our style of football. Let's focus on us and keep getting better. But yeah, so really excited for the challenge.
So being a holiday week out of school on Monday, how does your schedule, do you kind of stay on the same schedule in the afternoon, or did you bring them in the morning and give them the afternoon off?
So we brought them in the morning. So same schedule as far as like what kind of practice we had, what the structure of the day looks like. All we did was just combine the morning and the afternoon right there in the morning, get them out of here by lunch, and so they could enjoy, an afternoon, afternoon off and be well rested for today and then ultimately for the rest of the week.
All right, Coach. Well, we're looking forward to this Friday night on the road at Jacksonville. 411 Network will start their broadcast around 6 p.m. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. on the road at Jacksonville. We want to see a big crowd there at Jacksonville cheering on the Blue Devils. Again, we want to thank today's sponsor, the Groom Room. You've been watching the Coach Jake Ganus Show on the 411 Network.